Imagine a world choked by stuffy rules, where art meant stiff portraits and grand historical scenes. Then a burst of color and light, a revolution on canvas. This was Impressionism. Born in Paris in the 1860s, it wasn't just a new style. It was a rebellion against the old ways of seeing. These artists, young and full of fire, rejected the salons. These official exhibitions dictated taste. They craved freedom. Freedom to paint the world around them, to capture the fleeting moment, the play of light on water, the bustle of city life. Their art was about sensation, not just representation. Manet, though not strictly an impressionist, paved the way. His paintings shocked the public. Nudes picnicking with gentlemen, outrageous. But beneath the scandal, a new realism, a taste of the revolution to come. Before Impressionism, art served a purpose. To depict historical events, to glorify the church, or to paint a nobleman's likeness, every detail perfect. Realism, the latest trend, focused on everyday life. But it was still about accuracy, about capturing the world as it was. Impressionists weren't interested in that kind of truth. They sought something more elusive, the feeling of a moment, the way sunlight dances on leaves, the hazy atmosphere of a summer day. Their paintings weren't meant to be photographs, they were impressions, glimpses of a world in constant flux. Take Courbet's The Stonebreakers, a masterpiece of realism. It's a powerful social commentary, but it's also meticulous in its detail. Compare that to Monet's Impression Sunrise. You see the harbor, the boats, but it's all a blur of color and light, a fleeting moment captured on canvas. Light. It was everything to the Impressionists, not just the source of illumination, but the very subject of their art. They observed how light transformed color, how shadows weren't just dark patches, but vibrant hues. Their paintings were a symphony of light and color. Traditional painters mixed their colors on a palette, striving for uniformity. Impressionists did the opposite. They applied pure, unmixed color directly onto the canvas, dabs and dashes of paint side by side. This technique, known as broken color, created a shimmering effect. The colors seemed to vibrate, to dance before your eyes. Think of a field of poppies painted by Monet, not a smooth expanse of red, but a tapestry of crimson, scarlet, and orange. Each brushstroke a separate note, blending together in the viewer's eye. This was a radical departure from traditional painting. It was a celebration of light, color, and the act of seeing itself. Before Impressionism, artists mostly worked indoors. In studios, surrounded by props and artificial light, they sketched their subjects, then painstakingly recreated them on canvas. The Impressionists broke free from this confinement. They took their easels outdoors, into the heart of nature. This practice, called en plein air painting, was essential to their art. It allowed them to capture the fleeting effects of light and atmosphere, to paint the world as they saw it, in all its immediacy and vibrancy. They set up their easels in fields and forests, on riverbanks and city streets.
I was obsessed with light. I would paint the same scene at different times of day, capturing the subtle shifts in color and tone as the sun moved across the sky. My series of haystacks and Rouen Cathedral are testaments to this dedication. I wasn't painting objects, but the light itself.
Section 5. Dabs of Genius, the Impressionist Brushstroke. Forget smooth, blended brushstrokes. Impressionist canvases were alive with texture, thick, visible strokes of paint, applied with a sense of urgency. Each stroke a mark of the artist's hand, a record of their perception. This wasn't just a technique, it was a statement. These visible brushstrokes challenged the traditional notion of finish. A painting wasn't about creating a perfect illusion of reality. It was about capturing the essence of a scene, the energy, the movement, the fleeting impression. The brushstrokes themselves became part of the subject. Look at Renoir's Bal du Moulin de la Galette. The scene is bustling, joyous, captured in a whirlwind of brushstrokes. You can almost feel the movement of the dancers, the dappled light filtering through the trees. It's a snapshot of life, full of energy and spontaneity. Section 6. A riot of color. Impressionism's palette. Imagine a world drained of color, then suddenly infused with vibrant hues. That's what Impressionism did for art. They embraced color with a passion unseen before. Their canvases were a riot of blues, greens, yellows, and reds, pure, intense colors applied with a boldness that shocked the art world.
Traditional painting relied on muted tones, on browns and grays. Impressionists throughout the rulebook. They used color not just to describe, but to express, to capture the emotional impact of a scene, the joy of a sunny day, the melancholy of twilight.
Degas, known for his paintings of dancers, favored a softer palette. His pinks, blues, and yellows evoke the grace and delicacy of his subjects. Monet, on the other hand, used color with a more visceral intensity. His water lilies are explosions of color, a symphony of blues, greens, and purples. Section 7. Monet's Sunrise. The painting that started it all. One painting, one sunrise, one revolution. In 1874, Claude Monet exhibited a work that would change art history. Impression, Sunrise.
A critic, Louis Leroy, used the title sarcastically, intending to mock the painting's unfinished look. Little did he know, he had just given a name to a movement.
Impression. Sunrise depicts the harbor of Le Havre at dawn. The sun a fiery orb, the water a swirl of brushstrokes. It's not about accuracy, but about capturing the feeling of that moment. The hazy atmosphere, the shimmering light on the water.
The painting was ridiculed by the establishment. Too sketchy, they said. Where was the detail, the precision? But a few saw something revolutionary, a new way of seeing, of capturing the world in all its fleeting beauty.
Monet's impression became a rallying cry for a generation of artists. Section 8. Masters of Light. Monet, Renoir, Degas, and more. The Impressionists were a diverse group, each artist with their own unique style and vision. But they were united by their pursuit of light and their desire to capture the fleeting moment.
Monet, the master of light, chased the sun across the canvases. His water lilies are iconic.
Renoir, the painter of Parisian life, captured the joy and vitality of the city. His paintings are filled with light, color, and a sense of effortless charm.
Degas, the observer of movement, immortalized dancers and horses in mid-stride. His paintings are studies in motion and light.
Pissarro, the elder statesman of the group, experimented with form and perspective. Morisot, one of the few female impressionists, brought a delicate touch to her portraits and domestic scenes. Cassatt, an American in Paris, captured the intimacy of motherhood with a tenderness rarely seen before.
Section 9. Scandal and Success. The public reacts to Impressionism. The Impressionists didn't achieve fame overnight. In fact, they faced fierce opposition from the art establishment. The Salon, the official art exhibition of the Académie des Beaux-Arts, rejected their work. They were deemed too radical, too unfinished, too different.
Undeterred, the Impressionists organized their own exhibitions. The first one, held in 1874, was met with ridicule and scorn. Critics called their work impressions as an insult, but the name stuck.
The public, used to traditional art, were confused, even outraged. But slowly, perceptions began to change. Art collectors, drawn to the freshness and originality of the Impressionists, started buying their work. Art critics, initially hostile, began to see the merit in their approach. By the 1880s, Impressionism was gaining acceptance. Section 10. A Lasting Impression, the movement's enduring legacy. Impressionism, though relatively short-lived, left an indelible mark on art history. It broke down the barriers of traditional painting, paving the way for modern art. Its emphasis on light, color, and subjective experience influenced countless artists.
Post Impressionists like Van Gogh and Cézanne built upon Impressionism's foundations. They explored new ways of expressing emotion and form, pushing the boundaries of art even further. Fauvism, with its bold colors, and Expressionism, with its emotional intensity, owe a debt to Impressionism.
Today, Impressionist paintings are among the most loved and recognizable in the world. They hang in museums and private collections, a testament to the enduring power of light, color, and the human experience. The Impressionists dared to see the world differently, and in doing so, they changed the way we see art forever. Pause 3S. Section 11. The Tools of the Trade. The materials used by Impressionist painters were as revolutionary as their techniques. They favored canvases that were lighter and more portable, allowing them to paint on plein air or outdoors. This was a significant shift from the heavy, studio-bound canvases of their predecessors. The Impressionists used oil paints, which had become more accessible thanks to advancements in manufacturing. These paints came in tubes, making them easy to transport, and mix on the go. This portability was crucial for capturing the fleeting effects of light and atmosphere that were central to their work. Pigments played a vital role in the vibrancy of Impressionist paintings. They used a wide range of colors, including some newly available synthetic pigments. This expanded palette allowed them to experiment with bold, unconventional color combinations. Some artists, like Monet, even made their own paints to achieve specific hues and textures. The Impressionists also employed a variety of brushes and palette knives to create their distinctive textured brushstrokes. These tools enabled them to layer colors and build up the surface of the canvas in a way that captured the essence of their subjects. In essence, the materials and tools of the Impressionists were not just means to an end. They were integral to the very essence of their artistic vision. By embracing new technologies and experimenting with traditional techniques, they were able to bring their innovative ideas to life, forever changing the landscape of art. Pause 3. S. And that concludes our journey through the world of Impressionism. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more art history adventures.